Imagine a cloudy afternoon. The sky slowly darkens, the wind begins to blow stronger, and the sound of thunder echoes from afar. Suddenly, a bright flash splits the sky, followed by a thunderclap that shakes your chest. Lightning, a natural phenomenon that is both beautiful and terrifying. But have you ever wondered what actually happens if the human body is struck by lightning? Today we will explore this in a way that is easy to understand, flowing, and meaningful, not to scare you, but to open our eyes to the incredible power of nature and to remind us how precious the body we have truly is. Lightning is a massive electrical discharge from the clouds to the ground. Its energy is incredibly powerful. In a single lightning strike, the voltage can reach hundreds of millions of volts, with temperatures hotter than the surface of the sun. Now imagine that amount of energy hitting the human body. Our bodies are actually fairly good conductors of electricity because they are mostly made of water and minerals. So when lightning strikes a person, the electrical current looks for the fastest path to flow through the body and into the ground, and that is where everything happens, in a fraction of a second. What happens when lightning strikes the human body? When lightning hits a person, several things can happen at the same time. First, the electrical current enters through one point, usually the head, shoulders, or hands, and exits through the feet, or another part of the body that is touching the ground. The body becomes like a temporary wire. Second, the heat from lightning is extremely intense. In an instant, the high temperature can cause burns on the skin, damage internal tissue, and even set clothing on fire. Third, the electrical surge disrupts the nervous system and the heart. The brain and heart operate using natural electrical signals. When lightning enters the body, this system can be thrown into chaos. The heartbeat can stop, breathing can stop, and a person can lose consciousness immediately. Surprisingly, many lightning strike victims do not suffer severe external burns. This is because the electrical current often slides over the surface of the skin in a phenomenon called flashover, much like rainwater flowing over a raincoat. But even though it lasts only a few milliseconds, the effects can last a lifetime. Effects on the human body. A person struck by lightning can experience a wide range of effects, from mild to severe. Some may only lose consciousness briefly and then wake up, while others may suffer long-term complications. Some of the most common effects include heart problems. The heartbeat can become irregular or even stop temporarily. That is why immediate first aid is extremely important. Nervous system disorders. Victims may experience numbness, tingling, difficulty moving parts of the body, or memory problems. Vision and hearing problems. Some people experience blurred vision, ringing in the ears, or temporary to permanent hearing loss, burns, and skin marks. Uniquely, a lightning strike can leave patterns on the skin that look like tree branches, known as Lichtenberg figures. These marks are usually painless and fade within a few days, but they serve as proof that electricity once passed through the body. And the most severe outcome, of course, is death. Lightning can suddenly stop the heart and breathing. Real-life stories that open our eyes. In many countries, there are countless stories of people who have survived lightning strikes. One of them is a mountain hiker who took shelter near a tree during a storm. Without realizing it, the tree became a lightning target. In an instant, a bright flash struck, and he was thrown several meters away. When he regained consciousness, his body felt stiff, his hands were difficult to move, and his ears were ringing loudly. It took months for him to recover, but he survived, and now he always reminds people never to take shelter under a tree during a thunderstorm. There is also the story of a farmer working in a rice field. He saw the sky growing dark, but continued his work. Lightning struck the ground nearby, and the electrical current traveled through the water in the field. He was not hit directly, but still lost consciousness due to the electric shock from the wet ground. From these stories, we learn that lightning does not always need to strike the body directly to be dangerous. Why does lightning strike a person? In reality, lightning does not choose a person. Lightning simply looks for the shortest and easiest path to reach the ground. That is why someone is at higher risk of being struck if they are standing in an open area, on high ground, taking shelter under a tree, carrying metal objects, in water or on wet ground. The human body can become an ideal path for electricity, especially when a person is standing alone in an open space. What should you do during a lightning storm? Knowing the dangers helps us stay alert. If you are outdoors and see lightning followed by thunder, it means the storm is close enough to be dangerous. Immediately seek shelter inside a building or a fully enclosed vehicle. Avoid taking shelter under trees, poles, or tall open structures. If no shelter is available, crouch down with your feet close together and your head lowered. Do not lie flat on the ground. And if you see someone struck by lightning, Do not be afraid to touch them. The victim's body does not store electricity. Call for help immediately and provide first aid if possible. The human body, strong yet fragile. The human body is incredible. It can survive many extreme conditions. Many lightning strike victims manage to survive and even fully recover. However, lightning reminds us that no matter how powerful humans may be, we are still a small part of a vast and powerful universe. Lightning is not just a beautiful flash in the sky. It is pure energy that can give life to the earth, but it can also take life in an instant. So what happens when the human body is struck by lightning? In a fraction of a second, massive electrical energy flows through the body, disrupting the heart, brain, and nervous system. The impact can result in injuries, long-term health problems, or even death. Yet behind all of this, there are also stories of human resilience and the miracle of survival. Lightning teaches us to value life more, to be more aware of nature, and to care more about our own safety. Because life is not only about being brave enough to face the world, but also about knowing when to seek shelter. And every time you see lightning tear across the sky, remember this: nature is showing its power, and we are being given a chance to learn from it.